What's good, y'all? This is Mike from the Mike High Podcast. Came to tap in with another one. Today we're going to talk about Jay-Z. Before I started this video, I had another concept in mind. I wanted to talk about Jay for different reasons. I've seen a lot of people coming at Jay, especially people from the West Coast. A lot of people saying he washed up, he not hitting, his time is over. And down south, Atlanta. A lot of people in Atlanta talking real slick about Jay. The West Coast, I understand their motive. They never was New York fans. Atlanta, I get it. They backing Drake. Okay, cool. But to say Jay-Z is washed, never. Lyrically, he's still there. You know what I mean? And his old hits are still hits. So I don't see that being the case. It's been a while since he has put out music. But that freestyle woke New York back up. You know what I mean? Like, I believe New York is waiting for him to drop music again, and other parts of the world too, but especially New York, hometown. Once you got hometown, you always good. So I don't believe Jay's washed by any means. Will he do Drake numbers? Of course not. This generation is not feeling '90s music. You know what I mean? They on drill and other things of that nature. Like, they got their own style they into. You know what I mean? So. And the things Jay talk about, I don't see it appealing to this generation. And I don't see him trying to appeal to this generation. You know? I would think he would stick with his main audience. You know what I mean? And whoever comes aboard, comes aboard. But with that being said, I wanted to talk today about Jay-Z's business. Not that I'm watching his business or in his business, but this business movie has people talking. The black community has been boycotting Target for a while now. You know, it's been a situation that started out in Minnesota over the DEI programs Trump was pushing, and Target fell in line with Target initial before the DEI by Trump statements. Target was initially investing heavily in the black communities, but then once Trump made that statement that DEI is illegal and unfair, Target backed Trump's stance and stopped its obligations or commitments to the black community, which was supporting it. So then the people in Minnesota, along with the Black Lives Matter crew, they set up a boycott against Target. And it's been going on ever since. And this was in 2025, I believe. And then you had the pastor, Jamal Harrison Bryan, I believe. He started a 40-day fast, which was confusing to some people because they didn't understand. When the fast was over, people was confused, not understanding whether they still protesting or not, because they were two separate incidents going on at the same time, targeting the same company, Target. All right, now the boycott is still active. They even had a episode when they came on a Breakfast Club and explained this, you know what I mean? Where they were talking about the boycott is still active. So with that being said, Jay-Z now did a deal with Target, and that has a lot of people in uproar. Rightfully so. I'm a Jay-Z fan, love his music, but I can't get behind this move. If the black community, which supports you and what you have pulled with, and people tend to listen to some of the things you say, if they're boycotting, then you turn around and cross a line, and some people may follow you. So then the whole boycott is for what? Then Target, they get to not help the community that supported them. While you make out with a couple hundred more mil, but no one else is gonna benefit. Jay, you wrong for that. Like, at some point, you gotta understand you got plenty enough money, man. Your kids, like you said, kids is great. So it can't just all be about the money no more. You know what I mean? Like, this one right here is hard to defend for you. You can't even defend it if it's true and exact to how they saying it to be. I don't believe it this time, at this stage where we're at today, fighting against all the elements of this world in America that we're fighting, that one of the biggest faces for black culture would cross a picket line for a check that he does not need, even if he did need it, but he does not need it. Like, you showed us glimpses of this with the Colin Kaepernick situation, but to turn around and do this, and to do it at this point in time when you're bragging about already being up 2 bill plus, it's disheartening, Jay. Seriously, man, you gotta do better for the people, man. You should want to do better for the people. You know what I mean? The people is why you are where you are. We the ones who bought your clothing, records. You know what I mean? Without our initial investment in you, there is no money for you to invest in Uber and all these other things, you Carol daughters and all these other things you invested in, because the initial investment is us. So to take that trust and then throw it away for Target, for a check you don't need, I don't know, Jay. It might not be as warm out here for as you expected, man, with this next album, man. You got your diehards and people who already bought your tickets. They're gonna be at them shows. I'm real curious to see how them album sales do once this get out. How you moving, man? I hope this ain't true. I hope this is all just some internet gossip, which doesn't seem to be true. But for your sake, I really does, man. For the people that support you, I hope it does. All right, man. This is Mike High, man. Chopping in, man, from the Mike High Podcast.